Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sedona Star Holistic Spa from the heart of Sedona. Today we have Kim Lu and also Teresa. And she has been coming to one of all of our yoga classes for 2 years now. And we thought, because we're not just a reading energy worker facility here, we also do yoga and meditation. And so we wanted you to get a different perspective on the yoga. So Kim, how long have you been coming here?
About 2 years.
About 2 years?
A little less than 2 years.
Right. And then so you and Kim she goes to all the classes. So we do have a group of people who go to the specific yoga instructors because that's what they're most comfortable with. But Kim and a few others, they go across the board to all of them. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted you to kind of maybe share your experience. Let's say with Vasu, what do you feel when you go to Vasu's class?
So first of all, I have to say we have the best yoga instructors I've ever met, and I think I told you that, Luli,
yes.
Not too long since I joined the the community here.
Yes.
And I have been doing yoga since 2009. I started as a beginner, but I always have done it in the gym or at the yoga studios, and I found this place from another friend who's been doing yoga with Stella, one of the
instructors here.
So she recommended me to, when I was looking into yoga certification training, and she recommended that Stella had a program, and so she encouraged me to try her classes, and that's how I got connected with Sedona Star.
Right, and Stella Luna, she had a yoga studio here, and it closed when COVID happened. But she does have a phenomenal yoga school. It's called StellaLunaYogaSchool.com. If you're interested in taking any type of yoga certification, she does a great job online, and she also does some stuff here. But she is one of our instructors, and she's amazing. So that's StellaLunaYogaSchool.com. But anyway, and so you did become a yoga instructor, correct?
No, I finished the training, the coursework, but to get certified, we have to do a lot more homework and additional work in order to get the certification. But anyone is welcome to go through the training program just to get better at yoga.
Yes. And you learn the tenets of yoga, right? Mm-hmm. But now there is a difference between the yoga that Stella does, which is one form. It's a different style than what Vasu does. Do you want to explain Vasu's yoga?
Yeah, so I have always known yoga being a good exercise, is beneficial to anyone, any age. And I always feel good after doing yoga, and I have learned over the years, since I started doing yoga in 2009, I learned that there are different types of yoga classes. And vinyasa yoga, yin yoga, restorative yoga, the vinyasa flows versus other styles of yoga. I have tried all of them. Right. But mostly in the gyms and in the yoga studios. Right.
So give me the highlights of Stella's class.
So Stella's class, her style is very different because, well, first of all, these teachers, they don't follow a scriptive
or formula.
Formula in every class. So every time you come into the class, you learn something new.
I love that. I do like that when I do that. Yeah.
Yes. So Stella's yoga she's very intuitive in what she would teach us that day, and she follows the moon cycles.
Yes, she does.
So she would, assess the energy level of the day, and because, if it's not meant to be like a heavy, intensive day, and she will make the yoga class more relaxed for us. She plays very nice music.
She does.
She creates a perfect ambiance for the class, which I really appreciate, and I told her about that.
Yes, I love her music.
Yeah, she sets the theme for the class, and she introduces us to more of she teaches it like we learn a lot of things from her from the yoga teacher training, but then she also applies it in the classes as well. Right. So you get to know yoga as like it's like a lifestyle and not just an exercise.
Right. Right. In fact, that's how I met Stella. Was I volunteered at her yoga studio, and I will tell you that I was able to do yoga for free, and I probably went at the very most maybe 4 times. And so because yoga was not calling to me at the time, and when I started here, it called to me, and now I do it 5 times a week, and I just absolutely I could not do without it now, but like you're right, it will call to you, and it did. And so now Vasu, what's it now? Can you give me a little bit explanation on how what you think of him and how his style is?
So Vasu is his teaching style is not the same as what you would find in a yoga studio or at the gym, because he teaches beyond what yoga is, right? We learn a lot of Ayurvedic, and I think he calls it Ayurvedic yoga.
Yes.
And he explains how yoga in doing different poses would benefit your health.
Right.
And he also adds a lot of Ayurvedic, like herbal teas and different herbs, and what are the benefits of the herbs to help you heal, anti-inflammatory kind of teas, different types of food, and liver cleanse. He did a workshop on liver cleanse, which I learned a lot about it. So we just learned so much about homeopathic type of treatment and ways that we can take care of our body instead of just reaching for the pills.
Right. And he also is an intuitive yoga instructor as well. He will feel, sense the energy of the class. Like this morning, we were all kind of low energy, and yesterday he said he was going to do a high intense, and it was much lower energy today. But he is also very big on strengthening, right? And moving those joints before you start the yoga.
Yep. And one thing I want to say about Vasu's class is that he doesn't rush us through like the 1 hour time frame. Sometimes our classes are 1.5 hours long, because he adds like a long meditation, guided meditation at the end of the class, which is very nice, is very beneficial. Yeah,
he does like a yoga nidra at the end of the class, of every class. So he never does like a 5-minute savasana. It's at least 20 minutes of deep subconscious meditation, which I love, especially when we're working hard, because his yoga is a lot more intense, right? As far as you're using muscles, you're building muscle mass while you're stretching your limbs
and also Vasu teaches us about breath work.
Oh yes.
Which I would say most of the yoga classes don't do. I learned about breath work in my yoga teacher training from Stella, but Vasu actually practice it. He teaches it how to do it with practice in the class. And we apply it while we're doing yoga. It makes a lot of sense when we do it this way. And once we learn it, we can do it on our own, which is very beneficial. The breath work it's so important.
Right. And and one thing about Vasu too is that he walks the walk. Like he walks the walk. He's taught us, he comes in and he doesn't ever say things like, oh, I'm fasting today, and he just, like, we ask him, oh, what's going on? He goes, oh yeah, I fast every other week or whatever, and he encourages us to start looking at fasting ourselves, but not with like a direction, right? Like we just watch him and we see his lifestyle, and we're like, oh, you know what? I want what he's having. I want to do what he's doing, right? That's what I did, and I did. I went on a 3-day fast, but the benefits, and he's like a walking medical book. Would you say that?
It's Ayurvedic, right? Medicine. It's the natural homeopathic medicine. So it's it's very good to have the learning, the experience with it, and like I said, I don't find it anywhere from any other yoga studios. Right,
and I think that we're very lucky to have the wide, and then we have also Teresa and we have Samita, and they do more gentle yoga, but it's nice to have like a broad aspect of yoga, right? And from Eastern to Western to Eastern. And also, like I just mentioned to 2 people that just came in, I said, this isn't for everybody. I'll be honest. Sometimes people want to go to a yoga studio and like a yoga 6, go do their yoga. They don't want to know their neighbors, and they want to leave. They have enough friends outside of the yoga studio. They can just go, and that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so Yoga 6 works for them. Yoga here is not that. Yoga here is that we're going to know your name, right? Everybody knows your name. And we do give people the boundaries and space, but it's more of a familial place. And so, like, the reason she's here is because we have another yoga person who's here, and she brought in, and she's selling some baked goods, and here Kim is to support her. And it's so nice. And I just want to say something about Kim. I know she's going to be embarrassed, but I'm going to say it anyway. We've had some people in our yoga class who've had their fathers have passed, their husbands have passed, and Kim or Vasu had his house broken into. Kim is the first one always. What can we do for that person? I want to send a meal. I want to send flowers. I want to send some money. Always, always, always. And we're so grateful to you because and this is who she is, and this is who we have at our yoga studio. And so, and I think that our place with the yoga, if you want to go to a place that's going to cultivate a community, a feeling of belongingness without having to without having to disregard yourself or lose your identity at all. Like, nobody's going to try to force you to do anything or believe anything. We want you to be you, but this is really a sense of community. And I wish you didn't live so far that you can come to the yogas too. You can come on the weekends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I was like, I need to get myself to these yoga classes because I love this. And my son, actually, who's 12, turning 12 next week, he loves yoga, and I haven't been able to take him to a lot of yoga studios.
And even on the weekends. On the weekends, we could do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he would love it. He would love this place.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, throughout your conversation, I could think of some questions that might come in if these could be offered online for some of those.
Yes, we're going to start doing Zoom. Yes, that's a very good question. We're going to start doing Zooming.
So so when that comes in, we'll put the links below.
Yes, we'll put the links below, and then we'll also put it on our Facebook and our Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that was just the coming in, it was saying, when you were talking about the breath flow, and you were talking about like moving, and you were talking about like moving and how you need it, is because a lot of us are sedentary. Our community, like working 30 miles away from home, things like that. Then you're working, and then, just it's important to move
your body.
So that we can allow all of the right fluids to go where they need to go.
Right.
And then have the lighter body to be able to communicate with our higher selves, to be able to communicate with like others, with nature and all that other stuff. So it's important to have movement in the body.
Yeah.
So that's just what came in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to add before we leave?
Yeah, so Sedona Star is not only a yoga place.
Right.
So Luli's intent to open this Sedona Star is to cultivate a community of the light minds, but it's not only a place we gather to do yoga. It is also a place we gather to learn a lot of different things and to develop our spiritual path and.
To be exposed to other people that need or have what we are seeking spiritually.
Right. That is true. That is true.
To follow the way. We are way shores for all of us who need that, to know which way. How did you do that? I want to do that too.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, well, thank you so much.
It's our soul family.
It is our soul family. Yeah, Vasu calls it Sedona Tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, well, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
From the heart of Sedona Star.
That's right.